Hey guys, what's up? It's Donnie. So today I have a really awesome haul. So I actually ended up going to this same person. It's just a woman selling a bunch of records that she had. I think I went to meet up with her like four times maybe. I mean, I got a lot of records from her. Uh, so I'm going to split it up into different hauls. This haul, I'm going to do part one and part two. And this is of the first time that I went. So this, I'm just going to show, not any particular order. I just took half of the records that I bought the first time I went, and I'm going to show them in this video. And then part two, I'm going to show the other half. I just split it up because it's going to be a long video. I just figured it'd be better to do two parts. But one thing before I get into it that I wanted to talk about. So what I don't think I mentioned in any other video about myself is I play guitar, I sing, and I write music, and I've been kind of putting together a bunch of demos, uh, actually making an album. I've been actually organizing and seeing what I thought worked as a full album. I kind of finished my album of demos. They're very rough demos, but the gist of all the songs is there. There's some lyrics I don't like. There's certain sounds I don't like. There's some that are going to be pretty far from the final product that I would want. But so I uploaded them all to a SoundCloud, and I put the link down below. So if anyone really wants to go and listen to uh, my demo album, I'd be really appreciative. Um, the album is called Level Green. Uh, if you don't listen to the album, if you could just listen to the song Level Green, that's my favorite. I'd be really appreciative. My ultimate goal is to be able to record all these songs how I want them to be recorded, and release it as a final product, a final album. If I could make something of this music that I write, it'd be the world to me. Uh, but yeah, so I'll just get back into records now. The story behind these records, what happened was I was trying to find some original Bo Diddley albums. I really got into Bo Diddley recently. In one of my previous hauls, I've like a ton of hauls that I didn't record videos for, but I figured that this was a pretty big haul. I might as well just do it right away. In one of my previous hauls, I got a Bo Diddley album, Bo Diddley's second album. Just go Bo Diddley is what it's called. I really like it, and I was trying to find some other Bo Diddley albums, namely his first album. And if you look on eBay, they sell for a lot. So I was actually at work, and I was looking on Craigslist to see if there were any Bo Diddley albums on there, and I saw somebody that actually had several Bo Diddley albums. I was like, awesome, man, I'm gonna go get these because they were also really cheap. I mean, they were not asking too much for them. So I contacted this person, and she said that yeah, you can come get them, and just I go down there expecting to see some other records, not just Bo Diddley. There was a ton of records. There were so many records, just boxes and boxes and boxes of these records. She shows me the Bo Diddley albums, and there was much more than was pictured. So I don't remember how many I bought the first time, but I went back later and I ended up buying all of them. But I talked to her about these records, and she said that I believe it was something along the lines of like someone like her husband or something owned all these records and then passed away. She just kind of had to get rid of them. But this person who collected them, obviously, like, he was a collector of records. I think it was just anytime he go to thrift stores or record stores, he'd find some good albums and keep them. I mean, he definitely just got a ton of good albums over the years. A whole lot of really rare albums, a lot of 50s albums that I've been looking for, rare 50s stuff. So let's start it off with a prime example of that. Here we have Chuck Berry is on top. I already have a copy of this album, but this copy is much nicer. This is a very expensive album, another one that'll sell for a whole lot on eBay. Um, and again, all of these albums I've already cleaned, listened to, and put new sleeves in, paper sleeve and plastic outer sleeve. Some of them I'll put this kind of sleeve on, like a sealable sleeve. The other ones I'll just put ones you just slip in. But this album has Johnny B. Good on it, and really, really good album in general. I really wish I had some more original Chuck Berry albums like that. Here's a cool one. Here's Shout by the Isley Brothers. This is a really awesome cover, really awesome album. I don't know what it is about 50s albums, but they're just really cool. Here we have Bo Diddley in the Spotlight. This has the song Roadrunner on it, which is a really, really good song. The thing with Bo Diddley is that a lot of his stuff sounds the same, or similar at least, but it's still, like, I still want all of his albums. Like, I don't know what it is, but I still just want to hear it all. That's one of his best albums, I'd say. So this is I Got You, I Feel Good by James Brown. This is an album I was looking for forever. I saw one copy of this before, and it was a reissue, so I'm not going to buy a reissue of it. It's really crazy. Another thing I didn't mention yet is that, I ended up spending a whole lot of money at this place, but it's just because of the sheer quantity. I believe for this first lot, I spent on average like $4 per record, like maybe less than $4 per record, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. We did the math. And here we have Ellington at Newport. There's a lot of jazz albums there, and I don't have too much jazz stuff, but I figured if I'm going to get into jazz, this is the perfect time. There's a lot of good jazz albums there, so I kind of like looked up online, like what are some really good jazz albums. I kind of picked out ones that, either ones that I saw on that list, or ones that I already knew to be good, or ones that I was already looking for. There are some jazz albums that I were, intentionally looking for. Here we have Ella and Louis. This is Ella and Louis Armstrong. Stuff like that's really interesting, like people teaming up for albums. We have the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Newport, 1958. I'm not a huge fan of Dave Brubeck, but there's some stuff I like. All the Newport albums, I'm not like a crazy fan of, but they're still pretty cool. Again, I still have to listen to more jazz. I'm not like crazy into it even after listening to, many jazz albums. Maybe it's just not for me. Maybe it'll take me a while to actually get into it. I don't know. We have Bo Diddley's Twister. Now this is one that it's just okay. Like, there's a lot of songs on here that they took from other albums. Like there's Hey Bo Diddley, Hush Your Mouth, Bo Diddley, Roadrunner. All these songs. Who Do You Love? All these songs from previous albums they just threw on. I believe, a lot of these other songs are new, or at least, I don't know, aren't as popular. Yeah, that kind of annoyed me because I thought it was going to be, an album full of brand new stuff, but it wasn't. Still a really cool album to have. Here we have an original pressing of Richie Valens. It has the song La Bamba and Donna on here. This is a pretty nice pressing of this. Pretty nice copy of this. Another pretty expensive album. All these albums, for the most part, are pretty expensive if you were to buy them on eBay. Here we have, this is probably an exception to that. Little Anthony and the Imperials, I'm on the Outside Looking In. I don't know why I bought this. I should have really thought about it more. I was thinking that this might have been from the 50s, but if you look at it, it looks pretty 60s-ish. That's because it's from the 60s. I just thought it has the song Tears in My Pillow on it, and I was hoping it was going to be the original version of Tears in My Pillow, but it's not. It's them re-recording it. But still, I was actually surprised in how much I liked it. Like, it's still a good album. I got a lot of Fats Domino albums. Here we have Let's Play, Fats Domino. This has When the Saints Go Marching In on it. I'm pretty sure that's a popular song that he covered. Yeah, all these, this is another one, like Fats Domino stuff. A lot of it does sound the same. Fats Domino is just fun. All these albums are, nothing mind-blowing. They're just fun to listen to. They're great. This next album we have is The Turtles. This is their first album. It has Eve of Destruction on it. It Ain't Me, Babe. Like a Rolling Stone. I mean, it's a really good album. I have a copy of this that I got a part of that 1500 record haul, but this is obviously a much better copy of it. We have The Drifters, Greatest Hits by The Drifters. Yeah, just another good album. greatest hits of them. Here we have Please, Please, Please by James Brown and His Famous Flames. So this is another thing. I got a lot of James Brown albums. Um, and this is obviously a good one. This is like early stuff. I think this is like a reissue of his first album, I believe. I got a lot of James Brown albums in the part of this haul too because so there was like a few James Brown albums in the main area. There was like this box that was off to the side, and I was looking through it, and that's really a miscommunication. Uh, I, I asked her. I definitely asked her. And I said, "Am I allowed? Is this alright if I look through this stuff and I get stuff?" I thought she said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I am saving it for my boyfriend, but you can, you know, look through it and pick stuff out. That's fine." So I was like, "All right." And I looked through it, and there's a ton of James Brown. There's a bunch of really good albums in there. I pick it out, and at the end, she goes through everything. It's all good. I buy it, and then the next time, I like asked about that box again. Like the second time I went, and I asked about that box again, and she's like, "No, you can't take anything out of there." And I was like, "Oh well, I did last time. You said I could." And she's like, "Oh no, no, you couldn't. Oh no." I was hoping she wouldn't ask me to give the albums back, and thankfully she didn't. She said the third time I went, she said that she talked to whoever she was holding them for, and the guy said that it was fine, it doesn't really matter. So I got really lucky because there's a lot of these really rare James Brown albums that, again, I got for really cheap, and they're in really good condition usually. So awesome to find, awesome to get, sick. And here we have Bo Diddley is a Lover. Uh, Again, you know, I love these Bo Diddley albums. They're fun, they're great, they're, you know, overall just great albums. I don't think there's anything really popular off this album, but still really cool. We have Heat Wave, Martha and the Vandellas. I was surprised that this one's actually pretty rare. Some actually does sell for a decent amount on eBay, which is kind of weird because the Heat Wave is a pretty popular song. I guess it just wasn't popular when it first came out, and then later became popular. So yeah, this one does have like a rip on the back, but still played well. Then here we have Little Richard, His Biggest Hits. It's an original pressing of this. Yeah, again, just hits of Little Richard all from the 50s. He had a lot of really good songs that he just threw out in like a really short amount of time. Like here we have like Rip It Up, Lucille, Good Golly Miss Molly, Long Tall Sally, Keep It Knockin', Tutti Frutti. And he has a bunch of other songs that are really great that aren't on there. And here we have Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. This is the mono version. In the other haul, I have the stereo version. I got one of each. In her eyes, these were one of the more valuable records that she had, so it kind of raised the average price for all the records I bought. But still, here we have I Got the Feeling by James Brown. Another awesome James Brown album. Same thing with James Brown. It's kind of like I listen to these albums, I don't recognize most of the songs, but it's still just cool to listen to. I don't know, there's something about them that is interesting. Then we have a really nice copy, Jimi Hendrix's Smash Hits. This is an original pressing of this with the poster inside. I already have it sealed up and everything. I'm not going to take that out. Another Fats Domino album. This is Fats. Some writing on the back. Okay, I don't recognize any really popular songs on here. Still really cool to listen to. Really fun album. Another Fats Domino, Let the Four Winds Blow. This is, I believe this is from the early 60s. Like all the other ones I got are from the mid to late 50s. Here we have a stereo version of Elvis Is Back. So I have a mono version. I have just the cover for a stereo version. Like this one has this sticker on it that I couldn't remove without ripping it. So I'll probably switch the record from this one into that other cover because I'm pretty sure that other cover's better in general. But this is another rare album that is really cool to get. Now this is one I just got because I thought it was a cool cover. This is Rock and Roll with Scat Man. I just imagine, you know, some guy scatting. That's what it is. But I realized after the fact that this is Scatman Crothers, who played, I forget his character's name, but he was in The Shining. So I don't know if you recognize him by that picture. I thought that was really interesting. Another Fats Domino. This is Fats Domino Rock and Rollin'. I thought it was funny. I believe he's another album called like Rock and Rollin' Fats Domino. It's like the exact same words, just like reorganized, which I also got. I don't know if it's in this haul or if it's in the part two, but again, same thing. Another fun Fats Domino album from the 50s. Here we have Bob Dylan, bringing it all back home. An original pressing of it. I've been trying to get original pressings of all of Bob Dylan's early 60s albums. There's some that I don't have. I believe I have most of them. And this is what basically made me, this album here is what basically helped me find this sale. This is Bo Diddley's first album, and it's in really, really good shape. And if you haven't listened to this album, please, please do, because it's really, really good. Has the songs Bo Diddley on it and Who Do You Love? And those are definitely his most popular songs. But there's also like I'm a Man, Bring It to Jerome, Before You Accuse Me, Hey Bo Diddley. I'm just reading basically every song on this because they're all just so good. I don't know what it is. It's just really great. And here we have Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. It's another artist that I got a lot of. I got a whole lot of Miles Davis from this haul. It's just a live album. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of live albums in general, but still. And here we have Rock with Bill Haley in the Comments. Same thing. I got a few Bill Haley albums. Yeah, nothing too popular on here, but still, getting these early rock albums are really cool to me. We have the exciting Gene Krupa. I heard of Gene Krupa as just a famous drummer. Didn't hear anything by him. So this album looked cool. I bought it. I don't think this is one that's famous or worth much or anything, but I just got it because I thought it might be cool. And I was surprised how it's. I mean, from what I remember, it was a few weeks since I listened to it, but from what I remember, it wasn't too drum heavy, which was surprising to me. We just got a few here left. Here we have the Coasters' Greatest Hits. This is probably released like late 50s, maybe early 60s. I'm not really too sure. But it has a ton of really great songs in here. If you haven't listened to the Coasters much, I really recommend them. I think they're kind of underrated. All these songs on here are just really, really good. And if you're a Beatles fan, if you like early Beatles stuff, the Beatles covered a handful of Coasters songs, like Searchin' and Youngblood. Both of those are on here. And here we have just the record. I got a few Little Richard albums. This is just the record for the fabulous Little Richard, which is Little Richard's third album and the last one that he made before he kind of went off and to do gospel stuff. And it's a very rare album, so even just being able to get just this record is really, really cool to me. And then finally, we have Bo Diddley's Beach Party. This is one that it's not the most popular album by Bo Diddley. It's like a live album of him playing a beach concert, I believe in Myrtle Beach. I thought it was good. A lot of people online were talking about how the sound quality was horrible. I didn't think it was like the worst ever, but still, it's like really cool to see an early Bo Diddley concert. So yeah, I will continue this haul in part 2. As you can see, I got a whole lot of really crazy albums. I was super, super, super pumped about all these, and I'm still really excited. I still have a lot of from the other hauls that I got from this lady. I still have a lot of records that I haven't cleaned and listened to, so I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in part 2.